The NASCAR Gillette Series has finally made its return. Welcome to the season opener for Season 3, the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 at Daytona. 40 drivers will be taking on this 2.5-mile super speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. This 42-lap race is sure to be filled with excitement. Let's meet the drivers in the field and have a look at our starting lineup. Starting on pole is Connor Zola in the number 24 for a brand new team called Cloud9 Autosport. Despite switching to a new team, Zola will be using the same number he used in Season 2, that is the number 24, as he drove for GMS Racing in Season 2, but they ceased operations of their Gillette Series team. However, GMS will be competing in Season 1 of the Hyper-Ice Truck Series before they shut that team down as well. Zola will be driving one of 3 full-time entries for Cloud9 Autosport. Starting alongside our pole setter in second is the number 99 of Tyler Lyman. Starting third is one of our many rookies for this season, TJ Allen, driving the number 1 for Junior Motorsports. And alongside Allen is another JRM car, the number 8 of Jeff Bright, who retires from full-time racing but will still run a limited schedule in the number 8 car. Expect some Hendrick drivers in the NASCAR Celsius Cup Series to make some starts in that number 8 car as well. Drivers such as Dylan Baptista, our defending champion, who moves up to Cup, as well as other guys like Michael Hobbs. Completing the top 5 is another rookie, Julian Lozano, not to be confused with Julius Anderson. He will be running full-time in the number 20 for Joe Gibbs Racing. And alongside him in 6th is Michelle Wilcox in her brand new ride for Our Motorsports and the number 27 Chevrolet. She moves from Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 18 car to the 27 for Our Motorsports. An impressive start for a young gun running a limited schedule in the Toyota camp. Kalen Hartwell will be starting 7th. He'll be in the number 15 for Sam Hunt Racing, who is new to the Gillette Series. He will also be making starts in the team's flagship car, the number 26, which will run full-time, while the 15 runs part-time. And he'll even be making some starts in the number 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing this season. Hartwell hopes to show off his talent and get himself a full-time ride in Season 4. And alongside him in 8th is the 88 of Eli Bright. Completing the top 10 is a pair of rookies. Jesus Llamas in the number 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing, who replaces Michelle Wilcox, will start 9th. And Anthony Sarangioni in the number 14 for Colleague Racing will start 10th. Starting 11th is the number 67 of Akara Sayu DeWong. This is another one of Cloud9 Autosport's 3 full-time entries for Season 3. And alongside ASD is a Cup regular, the number 9 of Donnie Owens. Owens will be running full-time in the number 43 for Miller Motorsports in the Celsius Cup Series, but will make a few starts in his old ride, the number 9 for Top Jimmy Racing. Starting 13th is the number 23 of Paul Brandison Jr., who moves down from the Celsius Cup Series to the Gillette Series in the number 23 for Our Motorsports. Brandison will be running the Daytona 500 in the number 50 car for the Money Team Racing, however, as just like Donnie Owens, he will be running double duty this speed weeks. And because this is his first full-time Gillette Series season, he will be considered a rookie. And speaking of rookies, alongside him in 14th is the number 36 of Lowell Kentwell, who replaces Michael Anderson, as Anderson will be running part-time in both the Gillette Series and the Hyper-Ice Truck Series. Completing the top 15, starting 1 number less than his car number, is Matthew Ingram, who moves from Richard Childress Racing to Colleague Racing in the 16 car. And starting alongside Ingram is the number 5 of Dominic Carter, who is yet another rookie driving for Junior Motorsports. Starting 17th is the number 55 of Tom Jonas, driving for Name of the Game Racing, which has downsized to a single-car operation, shutting down the number 1 team of John Gambit and the 33 team of Anthony Clark. Both drivers have secured new rides, as John Gambit will be moving up to the Cup Series driving the 35 for Daytona Racing, while Anthony Clark will be making some limited starts in both the Gillette and the Celsius Cup Series. Clark will make his Celsius Cup debut at Auto Club. Starting 18th is Braden Hunziker, another rookie, driving the number 21 for Richard Childress Racing. This team was originally the 31 team driven by Matthew Ingram. Starting 19th is Lucas Short in the 91 for Savior Motorsports. Short finished 4th in the standings, and he's looking to have another good season in Season 3. And completing the top 20 is the number 26 of Ashlyn Eckes, who will be running a limited schedule for Sam Hunt Racing. Eckes is another driver doing double duty, as she competed in the Hyper-Ice Truck Series racing the 73 truck for the Learner Development Team. The 11th row on the grid has another pair of rookies, starting with the number 56 of Kai Vandeventer in the third and final full-time entry for Cloud9 Autosport, and alongside Vandeventer is the number 70 of Alex Fortenberry, who replaces Aiden Caldwell, who moves up to the Celsius Cup Series in the number 3 for Richard Childress Racing. Starting 23rd is Sayer Diaz, who drove for GMS Racing in Season 2, but because they shut down their Gillette Series program, Diaz moves over to the number 7 for Junior Motorsports, replacing our defending champion Dylan Baptista, who moves up to the Cup Series for Hendrick. Starting 24th is Ryan Monaco in the number 81 for WJM Racing. Monaco and his brother Ryan have joined on as co-owners of the number 81 team, rebranding from Wilson James Racing to WJM Racing. Eric and Ryan will be splitting the 81 car along with some other drivers this season, as Celsius Cup Series driver Justin Brewer has announced that he will run a limited schedule in the 81 car in Season 3. And speaking of limited schedules, Michael Anderson will start 25th. He's running a limited schedule for Joe Gibbs Racing in the 54 car, and he will also make some starts in the 51 truck for Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Hyper Ice Truck Series, as he ran the season opener for that series, so that means he's another one of our double duty drivers for this season's Speed Weeks. Starting alongside Anderson in 26th is Robert Smith, who makes his return to full-time racing in the Gillette Series. He gets an opportunity to drive the number 3 for Richard Childress Racing. Starting 27th is Season 1 Talladega winner Ricky Cooper in the 11 for his father's team, and alongside him is Larson Rothling, who moves over from the 66 for Ed Villavasso Racing to the 02 for Our Motorsports. Completing the top 30 is the number 62 of Scott Pippen Jr., replacing Season 2 runner-up Jonathan Mick, who moves up to the Cup Series, and alongside him, starting 30th, is the number 44 of Brandon Shaw, who won the pole for this race a season ago. Right behind those two cats is a pair of Fords, as starting 31st is the number 50 of Dylan Krug in his second full-time season for Starbucks Racing, and alongside him in 32nd is the number 10 of Crystal Elmore. Leighton Motto will be going full-time in the Gillette Series for Season 3 as he replaces Larson Rothling in the number 66 for Ed Villavasso Racing. He will be starting 33rd. And starting 34th, where his car number is the number 34 of Junior Lee. Row 18 contains a pair of Street Wheels Racing teammates, as starting 35th is the 98 of Rhett Standingwater, and alongside him in 36th is the number 59 of Logan Dreiling. Starting 37th is the number 2 of Andy Fonseca, and alongside him is the number 69, Nice, of Josh Don. After the number 43 team he drove for in Seasons 1 and 2 shut down, Josh Don will be full-time in a second car for Lee Williams Racing. Starting 39th is the number 97 of Connor Johns, and rounding out the field in dead last is the owner driver himself, Lee Williams, in the 68. Now, unfortunately, there were some drivers that failed to make the field for tonight's race, with 2 of those drivers being MBM Motorsports drivers Gavin Day and Marty Dukakis, and the other 2 DQs are Anthony Clark and Steve Krasek. As you see, the field is making their way through Turn 4, wrapping up the pace laps. They're getting ready for a 42-lap race with 40 drivers in the field. The weather's also looking pretty nice as well, with no chance of rain, as the field is making their way into the tri-oval. The pace car getting ready to pull into the pits. As you see, it's about to make that hard left turn on a pit road. The field approaches the Geico restart zone. The NGS is back. Green flag in the air, and we are underway at Daytona. TJ Allen has already taken the lead away from Connor Zola. Allen started third, and he's already made his way up into the lead, with Julian Lozano right behind him in second. And Michelle Wilcox is right behind Lozano in that inside line. We haven't seen any 3 wide yet, as Allen has cleared the field. And take back what I said about 3 wide. There is a little bit of 3 wide back in the pack. But now Lozano has cleared the field for second. The top 2 are single file with a 2-car length distance between each other, as the field makes their way out of turn 4 for the first of 42 times tonight. TJ Allen still your leader, and here they come to the line. It's going to be car number 1 leading lap number 1 here at Daytona, as the rest of the field is side by side all the way back. It's the 2 rookies that are 1-2. Both of these drivers did make some starts in Season 2, as Allen made his Gillette Series debut at Las Vegas, but was caught up in a crash with Matthew Ingram and Brett Wilson, and he would finish 29th in that race. And as for Julian Lozano, he made his Gillette Series debut at this track in Season 2, where he finished 24th. And now Jesus Llamas, in his Gillette Series debut, he has never made a Gillette start prior to tonight. He's made his way up into the top 5, as he's in 3rd side by side with Akara Sayud DeWong, and Paul Brandonson Jr. has made his way into the top 5 as well. He's running in 5th, and that's soon to be 4th as he's side by side with Llamas. But meanwhile, TJ Allen is not only going to lead the first lap of the race, but also the second lap, as he's still out in front with Julian Lozano in second, and is now Akara Sayud DeWong's pulling down to the inside. He's got another Chevy driver behind him in Paul Brandonson Jr., but despite this, Akara Sayud DeWong has a run. It doesn't look like he's going to need any push from Brandonson, as he's now up at the second, getting a strong run all the way up to the bumper of Allen. As that one mainstream song says, Akara Sayud DeWong, he would want himself. Baby, please believe him. I can't sing. As now Akara Sayud DeWong's going down to the inside, trying to take the lead away. This will be our second lead change of the race, as the first one was when TJ Allen took the lead away from our pole sitter Connor Zola, who has fallen outside of the top 10. As now Sayud DeWong and Allen are side by side for the lead. Who's going to lead the 3rd lap? It's going to be Sayud DeWong, as Akara Sayud DeWong out of Thailand is out front here at Daytona. Still side by side with Allen though, as we got a sextet of Chevys on the inside lane. In case you don't know, a sextet is a group containing 6 members, as we got Sayud DeWong, Ingram, Carter, Short, Van Deventer, and Diaz all on that inside lane, and they're all running Chevys, as the top 7, now top 8 drivers are Chevrolets. That's 80% of the top 10 if you want to do the math, as Sayud DeWong is out front with Matthew Ingram taking over second. Now Ingram's going to go down to the inside trying to take the lead away. Can Colleague Racing make some noise tonight? We're going to find out, as Ingram takes the lead away from Sayud DeWong. This is only lap 4, by the way, as it's Colleague on the inside, Cloud9 on the outside, and Ingram's going to lead this lap, as he's got Dominic Carter in the 5 right behind him, one of the rookies for Junior Motorsports, with Lucas Short right behind Carter, as the field is still side by side, double wide, mostly all the way, as we got some 3 wide in the back. As we got another side-by-side battle for the lead, as it looks like Dominic Carter is going to clear Ingram for the lead as they head down the back straightaway. Dominic Carter getting a big push from Lucas Short, as not only are the Chevys taking over the top 10, but they're also working together. As you see, like I've said before, the top 8 are still all Chevrolet drivers, as Ricky Cooper in the 11 is trying to spoil that party, as he's on the inside lane, which is looking pretty strong, and it looks like he's going to pass the 23 of Paul Brandonson Jr., as the strength of the inside lane is going to allow Dominic Carter to clear the field and lead lap 5. Dominic Carter not only becomes the second Junior Motorsports driver to lead tonight, but also the second driver to lead a lap that correlates with his car number, as TJ Allen in the number 1 car led the first lap, and the 5 of Dominic Carter has just led the 5th lap of tonight's race. As other than all the lead changes, this race has been pretty tame so far, as there haven't been any wrecks yet and not a lot of 3 wide action, but that's probably going to change as the race goes on. As Ingram has a run on the high side, he's side by side for the lead with Dominic Carter, and despite all the positions changing, it's still the same 10 drivers that are in the top 10, with the top 8 all being Chevrolets still. As they make their way out of turn 4, Carter has a run. He's trying to clear Ingram for the lead. And here they come through the restart zone, speeding through it in front of the fans through the tri-oval. Ingram barely leads that lap. He becomes the second driver to lead multiple laps tonight, as Carter is trying to become the 3rd. He's got a bit of a run on that inside. They're still side by side for the lead, with Short giving Carter a push. Remember, it's illegal to lock bumpers in the NASCAR Gillette Series as well as the Hyper Ice Truck Series. You can do so in the Celsius Cup Series though, just not in the lower series. as these drivers are trying to push each other to the front without locking bumpers, because if they do lock bumpers, then they will be penalized, which they do not want to happen, as these drivers want to come out on top and be victorious at the World Center of Racing. As you see, the 5 and the 16 are still side by side, as Carter might have a bit of an advantage over Ingram, and he's going to clear the 16 with Lucas Short in the 91 right behind him, as Ingram gets another strong run. They are once again side by side for the lead, and I think Carter might have led that lap, as we're now 8 laps into the Beeflets What's for Dinner 300 here at Daytona, as Ingram and Carter are still side by side for the lead heading into turn 1. The field is still side by side all the way around, as it looks like a pair of freight trains choo-chooing their way around the track, as Carter is trying to clear Ingram for the lead, as Lucas Short's giving him another push as they head down the back straightaway. Dominic Carter's got a pretty good run, but so does Matthew Ingram, once again on that high side with Akara Siu DeWong right behind him, as they're still side by side for the lead. The 5 and the 16 have been side by side for the lead for a majority of the race. And by a majority of the race, I mean almost half of this race, as we're still in the middle of stage 1. So there hasn't been a lot of excitement so far, other than all the side by side battles for the lead. But don't expect this race to be a snooze fest, because it's Daytona, baby. As Dominic Carter's getting out of line, here comes Lucas Short down to the inside. He's trying to make it 3 wide for the lead, as Carter is in the middle. He might get sucked back unless somebody on the high side goes down to the middle, which the one of TJ Allen appears to be doing, as now they're starting to get 3 wide, as Short has cleared the field. Well, had cleared the field, as Ingram gets another huge push from Siu DeWong on the high side, as ASD's teammate Kai Vandeventer is getting a strong run on the low side. That inside lane is looking strong, as Ingram still has the field cleared, but here comes the 56 of Vandeventer. What a huge run he gets. He's side by side for the lead with Ingram as they head into the tri-oval. But look at Sayer Diaz all the way down to the inside, trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. Diaz has had success on super speedways, as he won the Season 2 Talladega race in his rookie season. But can he become a Daytona winner in his sophomore season? Or at least the Daytona Stage 1 winner? As we got 5 laps to go on our first stage, Sayer Diaz, in his brand new ride for Junior Motorsports, trying to take the lead away from Matthew Ingram, who finished runner-up to him at Talladega in Season 2. Ingram has had the strongest car so far without a doubt, as he's one of the drivers that has spent the most time out front this race. As we got another driver going down the inside with a strong run. That's the 11 of Ricky Cooper, another former Talladega winner. He won there in Season 1, and he hasn't won since though. Cooper is coming off an abysmal Season 2 where he finished 19th in the standings despite making the Championship 4 in Season 1. And that was truly an underdog run, since he's driving for one of the smaller teams in the garage owned by his father, as he wants to break this winless streak he's had tonight. As he's fixing to be side by side for the lead with Matthew Ingram, as he has a strong run on the inside. They're 3 wide all the way around, as Cooper is trying to clear Ingram for the lead, and as the field heads out of turn 2, it looks like he's gonna do it. But watch Matthew Ingram get a strong run and pull up to the outside of Cooper, as that outside lane always gets a strong run down the back straightaway. And look who's on the inside lane now. That is Scott Pippen Jr. in the 62. Bro started 29th, and he's already in the top 5. As he's getting a strong push from fellow rookie Anthony Sarangioni in the 14. Pippen wants to give Savior Motorsports their second Daytona win, as they won here in Season 1 with Aiden Caldwell. And Pippen doesn't even have that much experience on super speedways. He's a very good short track racer though, and he's looking to impress everyone on the high banks tonight, as we have 3 laps to go in Stage 1. Ingram is still your leader, as he's led the most laps so far, and here comes Siu DeWong in the 67 with a strong run. He pulls down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from Ingram, and it looks like he might be able to clear him as they head out of turn 2. Akara Siu DeWong is a very good road course racer, but he did make his Gillette Series debut on a super speedway, that is the Season 2 Talladega race. He finished 8th driving for the Small Street Wheels Racing. He initially failed to qualify for that race, but Logan Dreiling surrendered his seat in the 59 car to let Siu DeWong run that race, and he did pretty well, finishing 8th like I said, and now he's trying to win Stage 1 here at Daytona, driving for the brand new Cloud9 Autosport. This team is going to be a top team in the Gillette Series, so keep an eye out on Siu DeWong along with his teammates Connor Zola and Kai Vandeventer, as we have 2 laps to go in Stage 1. Can Siu DeWong hang on? But behind him is a side-by-side battle for second between Serenjoni and Scott Pippen Jr. But look at the 44 car of Brandon Shaw up in the top 5. He was your pole sitter for last season's Daytona race, driving for Medina Motorsports in the 44. And he's looking to pull off the upset here in Stage 1. Currently, Shaw is battling for third with Alex Fortenberry. They're side-by-side for that position, while the top 2 are single file. Both of them are rookies, by the way. And now the top 3 are rookies as Fortenberry clears Shaw for third. As here comes Braden Hunsaker along with Kai Vanaventer. Now the top 5 are all rookie drivers. Here they come out of turn 4. Sayid DeWong still leading the race as we're coming to 1 lap to go in Stage 1. Sayid DeWong still out front. Can he hang on and win the stage? As now we got a side-by-side battle for second between Serenjoni and Fortenberry. Fortenberry's getting a pretty good run. He's got Braden Hunsaker in the 21 car right behind him. And right behind Hunsaker is his teammate Robert Smith in the 3 car. The RCR duo has made their way into the top 5 late in Stage 1, as here comes Fortenberry down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from ASD. He's got a really big push from Hunsaker. As they head down the back straightaway for the final time in Stage 1, Fortenberry is going to get around the 67 of Akara Sayid DeWong. He clears him for the lead. Can he hang on and win the stage, or will Hunsaker get a strong run and pass him? Here they come out of turn 4. Alex Fortenberry is your leader, coming to the line to the green-white checkered flag. Hunsaker pulling down to the inside, but it's going to be Fortenberry winning the first stage of the season. Fortenberry, driving the 70 for Savior Motorsports, replacing Aiden Caldwell, has become the first driver of the season to earn a playoff point. And he, along with 9 other drivers, have become the first drivers to earn stage points. Here are your results for Stage 1. Alex Fortenberry wins the stage, Braden Hunsaker 2nd, Robert Smith 3rd, where his car number is, Jeff Bright 4th, Akara Sayid DeWong 5th, his teammate Connor Zola in 6th, then it's TJ Allen in 7th, Michelle Wilcox 8th, Lowell Cantwell 9th, and Jesus Llamas completing the top 10. Now we're getting to restart the race and begin Stage 2. Alex Fortenberry, your Stage 1 winner. Alongside him is Braden Hunsaker, who barely lost the stage in a photo finish. The field approaches the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Fortenberry is out to a pretty good restart, but here comes Robert Smith in the 3 to the inside. He ran part-time in Season 2, and one of the teams he drove for was Junior Motorsports, as he made a start in the 8 car at Talladega. Ran pretty well until he got caught up in a wreck. But now he's gotten another opportunity for a higher level team, that is Richard Childress Racing, and he's trying to make the most of it in Season 3, as he's out to the lead as they head down the back straightaway for the first time in Stage 2. Robert Smith is your leader, and behind him, side by side for second, are Akara Sayid DeWong and Alex Fortenberry, a couple of rookies. As it looks like the Rooks are starting to invade the top 10, as here come TJ Allen and Lowell Cantwell along with Anthony Serenjoni and Kai Vanaventer. It looks like the rookies are starting to invade the top 10, as only 2 drivers in the top 10 are not competing in their first full-time season in the Gillette Series. Those 2 drivers being Robert Smith in the 3, who's side by side for the lead with Akara Sayid DeWong, and Eric Monaco, who is in 10th, driving that 81 car. Driving for a team that he and his brother Ryan now co-own, as Akara Sayid DeWong has taken the lead away from Robert Smith, with TJ Allen in 2nd and Lowell Cantwell in 3rd, as it looks like the field's starting to turn into a single-file train, as the outside lane is losing its edge. And now Akara Sayid DeWong moves up to the high side. That's going to open the door for TJ Allen in the 1, getting a push from Lowell Cantwell. And now Serenjoni moves up to the high side. He's trying to help expand that outside lane and give that lane a little bit of a run. And now TJ Allen, the guy who led the first 2 laps of the race, is back out front here at Daytona. He wants to lead some more laps here tonight, as he has cleared the field for the lead. And here comes Lowell Cantwell down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from Allen, as Allen's barely going to lead that lap. I believe that's the 3rd lap he's led tonight, as Lowell Cantwell is going to take the lead away from TJ Allen. Lowell Cantwell driving for BM Enterprises, the team that won the Season 1 championship in this series with Julius Anderson. However, Season 2 was a rough season for the team, with Michael Anderson, who took over for his brother Julius as he moved up to the Cup Series to drive the number 20 for Joe Gibbs Racing. The team struggled in Season 2, and Michael Anderson finished 17th in the standings. But now Lowell Cantwell has been tapped to drive the 36 for Season 3, and he's hoping to turn BM Enterprises into a championship caliber team once again, as the team is aligned with Joe Gibbs Racing. They have a very strong alliance with each other. BM Enterprises is a satellite team for Joe Gibbs Racing, as Kai Vanderventer has taken the lead away from Kentwell, as Dominic Carter is side by side with him for the lead, and Vanderventer is going to lead that lap. But look who's behind the 5 car. That's Eric Monaco in the 81, and behind him is the 44 of Brandon Shaw. Both of those drivers are looking to pull off the upset here tonight, as we got 3 Chevrolets and 2 Toyotas in the top 5. As Eric Monaco is giving a nice little push to the 5 of Dominic Carter, but it looks like the 56 of Vanderventer has a bit of a run, and Dominic Carter is going to go up to block him as they head down the back straightaway. Now, it looks like the 81 of Monaco might have a run for the lead as they head into turn 3, and yes, he will. Here comes the 81 of Eric Monaco with a big push from the 44 of Brandon Shaw. They are side by side for the lead as they head out of turn 4. Monaco has cleared the field for the lead, but here comes the 5 of Dominic Carter once again. He gets another huge run, and to the line, Monaco, I think, led that lap. He's not running full time in this series this season, but he still wants to win. But can he do it tonight? As here comes Carter with another strong run with Kai Vanderventer right behind him. They are still side by side for the lead. They are side drafting one another as they head out of turn 2. WJM Motorsports doesn't have the best equipment in the field, despite the fact that they are aligned with Richard Childress Racing. And Eric Monaco is trying to beat all the drivers that drive for the big teams like Junior Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing. As now Dominic Carter has cleared Monaco for the lead, as he got a pretty big push from Vanderventer, and now he is your leader once again. As Monaco is going to pull out to second, but Vanderventer is getting a big run. He's now side by side for second with Monaco. As Dominic Carter has cleared the field for the lead. Here comes Vanderventer with the run, trying to take the lead away. Carter's going to try to go up and block. Is he going to be able to block? No. Vanderventer gets a very good run on the high side, and now he's going to try to take him side by side for the lead as they head into turn 2 once again, as they're 3 wide for third right behind him. It's Dominic Carter and Kai Vanderventer trying to duke it out for the lead, as we're almost halfway in stage 2. And it looks like Vanderventer is going to clear Carter as he gets a bit of a push from Lowell Kentwell. But here comes Brandon Shaw on the 44, trying to make it 3 wide for second. He's got Toyota-affiliated teammate Jesus Llamas right behind him, trying to give him a push. And now Brandon Shaw is up to second. Kai Vanderventer is still your leader. Another one of the Cloud9 drivers trying to make some noise here tonight, as Lowell Kentwell on the high side has no help. He's got a car length distance between he and TJ Allen. Now it looks like Eric Monaco closed that gap as he moved up in front of TJ Allen, and he might try to push Kentwell, as Brandon Shaw is trying to clear the field for second and get right behind Vanderventer and probably try to take the lead away from him, as the Capco GR Supra moves up to the high side to block, I believe, the 36 of Kentwell. And it looks like the 44 and 36 might work together, but here comes Jesus Llamas with the 15 of Kalen Hartwell right behind him. Another Toyota duo trying to work together and get to the front, as Kai Vanderventer has a pretty big lead over the field. It's up to like 2 car lengths now, but Jesus Llamas is trying to close that gap as he and Hartwell are trying to work together. But here comes Eli Bright in the 88. Will Dominic Carter get up in front of him and let the 2 JRM drivers work together? It looks like no, as Carter did not switch lanes to get in front of Bright, as Jesus Llamas got in front of Bright for a bit, but now he's back down to the inside. Here comes Eli Bright with a run, though. He's got Robert Smith in the 3 right behind him, trying to give him a push. The top 2 are both rookies, and they're both single file. But what's Llamas going to do as they head down the back straightaway? Is he going to get a run and get around the 56 and take the lead away from him? But it looks like Eli Bright's going to get around Jesus Llamas and try to take second away from him, as Vanderventer is looking to have the strongest car in stage 2, the way Matthew Ingram had the strongest car in stage 1, as his lead was up to a car length. It looks like Eli Bright is trying to close that gap, but here comes Llamas down to the inside. He gets up in front of the 62 of Scott Pippen Jr., and that's going to open up the door for the 3 of Robert Smith. He's got the 5 of Dominic Carter right behind him, and we got a crash. Kentwell turns into Zola, and they're going to pile up in turn 1 on a hard hit by Dylan Crewman the 50, as well as Lucas Short in the 91. Our first caution for an accident has come out on the 9th lap of stage 1. That is lap 23 of the race. As you see, Anthony Sarangioni has a lot of damage. Let's see how this wreck unfolded. So it looks like Braden Hunsaker in the 21 car got hooked by Dylan Kroom, and he turned into Lowell Cantwell, who turned into Zola, our pole sitter. And then Kroom came down on Lucas Short, and both the 91 and the 50 slammed into the wall head on, and then took out the 99 of Tyler Lyman. As here's a replay of the big one that just happened, but in slow motion. As you see, all these drivers had nowhere to go. Eric Monaco trying to avoid it. He got a bit of damage, and I think TJ Allen did as well. Watch this hard hit by Dylan Kroom. Dang. Car came up off the ground, he hit so hard. And then Tyler Lyman comes along and slams into him. And that brings an end to his day. We haven't talked much about Lyman today, but now it looks like we won't be talking about him for the rest of the race as he is involved in this big crash. Yeah, it definitely looks like Hunsaker got hooked by Kroom. That's why you got to be careful when bump drafting. Man, what a hit by the 50 of Kroom. Same thing with Lucas Short. His back tires came off the ground once he hit the wall. Let's go on board with him. Wreck in front of you, wreck in front of you. Go low, 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 low. Look out, look out. Dang. You okay, Lucas? Man, that was a violent crash. As you see, one more angle here. You see everyone else wrecking, and then bang! Hard into the outside wall. We did get word that Lucas Short will be taken to a local hospital for further evaluation. So we're hoping and praying that he's all right and that he will be able to race in race 2 of the season, which will be at Auto Club. And now we're getting ready for a one-lap dash to determine the winner of Stage 2. Green flag back in the air. We got 1 lap to go in Stage 2 with Eli Bright as your leader, followed by Jesus Llamas and Robert Smith. Smith going down to the inside, getting a big run as he's going to try to pass Llamas for second and probably even take the lead away from Bright. As here they come into turn 2 for the final time in Stage 2. Smith getting a strong run. He's got Dominic Carter in the 5 right behind him. And behind Carter is Matthew Ingram, who dominated Stage 1. This is the first time we've seen him up front since then, and now he's up into the top 5 with the 7 of Sayer Diaz right behind him trying to give him a push. But now Smith has cleared the field. He doesn't have that much experience running up front, as in Season 1 he drove for an underfunded team, and then he got that opportunity for Junior Motorsports, and now he's with RCR as they come out of turn 4 for the final time in Stage 1. Smith is your leader. Here they come to the green and white checkered flag. Will any of the JRM cars make a move? No, they won't. Smith wins Stage 2. How about that? Robert Smith gets the Stage 2 win at Daytona in his first race with RCR. Here are your Stage 2 results. Smith gets the stage win with Dominic Carter 2nd, Matthew Ingram 3rd, Sayer Diaz 4th. How about Ashlyn Eckes coming home 5th in Stage 2? Then it's Jesus Llamas, Eli Bright, Ricky Cooper, Scott Pippen Jr., and then Julian Lozano completing the top 10. And now we're getting ready to start Stage 3, the stage that matters the most as the pace car pulls into the pits. The field approaches the Geico restart zone. It's Smith on the inside with Carter on the outside. Green flag back in the air. Matthew Ingram's trying to give Robert Smith a bit of a push to the lead as the 3 is going to clear the field as they're heading into turn 1 for the first time in our final stage. Smith is your leader. Be prepared to witness some chaos in this final stage as these drivers want to win desperately. We could even see an upset winner, like for example the 26 of Ashlyn Eckes, who's running in 3rd in that 26 car for Sam Hunt Racing. She has the opportunity to make history and become the first female driver to win a NASCAR sanctioned race. As she's in the top 5 right now, she's got the 88 of Eli Bright right behind her. He's trying to push her to the front as Matthew Ingram's going to reclaim the lead and lead for the first time since Stage 1. As Ashlyn Eckes is going to move up into 2nd. She's right behind the 16 of Matthew Ingram. What a pretty good run she's been having today. She finished 5th in Stage 2, and now she's looking to make history as we are now 2 laps in to our final stage. And now Eli Bright's going down to the inside with Scott Pippen Jr. right behind him, taking Ashlyn Eckes side by side for 2nd. Now Pippen's going to go down to the inside, try to make it 3 wide. And now Pippen and Bright are side by side for the lead. Ashlyn Eckes is probably going to fall outside the top 5 as she's on the high side being left out to dry. As Pippen tucks in 2nd between Ingram and Bright, as we got a trio of Chevys on the outside lane with Ingram, Pippen, and Bright. And a Toyota duo with Michael Anderson and Caitlin Hartwell on the inside lane. Hartwell trying to push the 54 to the lead. Both Hartwell and Anderson are running part-time. They just want to win, and around goes the 11 of Ricky Cooper. He takes out Brandon Shaw and Jeff Bright, and the caution comes out 2 laps into stage 3. As we see Brandon Shaw getting hit again by, I believe, the 69 of Josh Don, and I'm pretty sure Donnie Owens in the 9 was also involved. Let's take a look at how this wreck unfolded. So it looks like Cooper was running around the 15th position right behind Logan Dryland, who's having a good run right now. And then it looks like he came down on Donnie Owens, and the 9 and the 11 made contact. And that sent Cooper around into the path of Julian Lozano, who gets a bit of damage, but then Brandon Shaw has nowhere to go. Same with Jeff Bright. Bright gets a bit of damage, but Brandon Shaw smacked the outside wall pretty hard right after he slammed into Ricky Cooper's Mustang. And then Cooper gets into the wall. This will bring an end to the day for one of the best super speedway racers in the field, as it looks like Donnie Owens got into the 11 of Cooper, and Cooper didn't realize that he was there, and he just went around, and Brandon Shaw had nowhere to go, slammed into him, and then into the wall goes the 44, and it looked like the 11 sideswiped the 20 of Lozano, and then after that Owens made contact with Lozano and sent the 9 spinning, but neither the 20 nor the 9 got a lot of damage, so they will be able to continue. Same with Jeff Bright, but unfortunately not Ricky Cooper and Brandon Shaw. As there you see the contact between Owens and Lozano, sending the 9 car spinning, and then the contact between the 44 of Shaw and the 69 of Don. What a tough end of the day for some of the dark horses in the field. As there you see the 81 of Eric Monaco slowing down to avoid the wreck, and now one more angle. I'm surprised Josh Don didn't get airborne after clipping the 44 of Shaw at the end, but we're getting ready to restart with 8 laps to go in the race. Matthew Ingram is your leader, followed by Michael Anderson, Caitlin Hartwell, Michelle Wilcox, and Scott Pippen Jr. Green flag back in the air at Daytona. Ingram got a pretty good restart. He's now up to a car length lead over Anderson. Now Michelle Wilcox in this 27 car is pulling down to the inside. Another female driver trying to make history and become the first woman to win a NASCAR race. She's now side by side with Caitlin Hartwell for 3rd, and now she's going to pull down to the inside to take 2nd away from Michael Anderson. Here comes the 27 of Wilcox. She's got a bit of a gap between her and her teammate Larson Rothling in the 02. Michelle Wilcox had a pretty good season in Season 2, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. She didn't have a good Season 1, but she did improve as she did win a stage at Atlanta, becoming the first female driver to ever win a stage in NASCAR. But now she's bringing her talent to the 27 car for Our Motorsports. As here comes Caitlin Hartwell trying to give her a bit of a push to the lead. As now she's in 2nd. Here she comes down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from Matthew Ingram. She's got her teammate, the 27 of Larson Rothling, right behind her. As now Michelle Wilcox is going for the lead late in the race. Here comes that number 27. The Hopper Chevy Camaro is hopping her way to the front. Can she hang on and make history? As here comes Eli Bright in the 88 with Alex Fortenberry right behind him. Fortenberry is trying to give the 88 of Bright a push to the lead. Alex Fortenberry, your stage 1 winner, trying to bump draft the 88 of Bright and push him to the lead, as now Bright's going down the inside. Fortenberry's moving up to the middle, trying to make it 3 wide for 2nd. But here comes Eli Bright with a run. He's going to try to pull up beside Wilcox and side draft her and take the lead away from her, as here comes the 88 of Bright. He has a run, like I've said, and now they're side by side for the lead as they come out of turn 4. It's Wilcox and Bright battling for the lead. And now Wilcox gets an advantage over Bright, and she's going to lead this lap. As Fortenberry gave her a bit of a bump, and now she has cleared the field once again. But here comes Bright. He's got Jesus Llamas in the 18 behind him, and Michelle Wilcox is going to try to go down to block him. But she hasn't done so yet, as we do have a little bit of 3 wide in the back of this pack, with Caitlin Hartwell getting sucked back in the 15 car, which is a shame for him because he restarted 3rd. As Michelle Wilcox continues to lead, Alex Fortenberry right behind her. He's side by side with Eli Bright. And I think Fortenberry might have a bit of an advantage, as he's got 3 Chevys right behind them that might be willing to work together with him. However, the inside lane has been the strongest lane all race long, as the 88 of Bright is getting a run, along with Jesus Llamas and Robert Smith. And now Bright is moving up to the outside lane. He tucks in between the 27 of Wilcox and the 70 of Fortenberry, as that's going to open up the door for the 18 of Jesus Llamas. He is the only Toyota inside the top 10, as the rest of the top 10 drivers are all Chevys. And the highest Ford is Donnie Owens, who's making his way back through the field after being involved in that crash with Ricky Cooper and Brandon Shaw. And now he's trying to peek his way into the top 10. As you see that dark green number 9 car trying to make some moves through the pack and get back up to the front, as now Llamas is going to go down the inside and get in front of Robert Smith in the 3, and now Scott Pippen Jr. in the 62 is trying to get a little bit of a push from Tom Jonas, as those two Chevys are going to try to work together to get up to the front. Pippen is up to 4th, trying to take 3rd away from Bright, as Jesus Llamas is right behind the 27 of Wilcox. The top 2 are single file, as when we get to the line, we're only going to have 5 laps left in this race. Can Michelle Wilcox pull off the upset? As right behind her and Llamas, they're all 3 wide, as here comes Donnie Owens in the 9 trying to push Pippen. He has made his way back up into the front. He is now up to 4th. And let me correct myself, he is actually pushing the 55 of Tom Jonas, not Scott Pippen Jr., as there you see Pippen on the outside lane in front of Bright, while Tom Jonas is up to 2nd, right behind the 27 of Michelle Wilcox, trying to take the lead away from her, as now Donnie Owens is going to go down to the inside and try to take 2nd away from Jonas. He's got a couple of Chevys behind him in the 5 of Dominic Carter and the 67 of Akar Sayid DeWong. ASD has run up front today along with the 5 of Carter, and they are back up front. But now Jonas is getting a big push from Owens. He goes down to the inside trying to take the lead away, as we're only going to have 4 laps to go. And now Jonas is going to lead that lap as he takes the lead away from Michelle Wilcox. Brace yourselves, folks. These last 4 laps are going to be hectic, as Tom Jonas is your leader, followed by Donnie Owens. And now Dominic Carter is going to take 3rd away, as he's got a bit of a gap between him and his teammate, the 1 of TJ Allen, who's getting the run and is trying to close the gap between him and his teammate. But how about Donnie Owens? He was involved in a crash on the 2nd lap of this final stage, and he has already made his way up to the front, as Dominic Carter gets a run, but Donnie Owens blocks him. The top 3 are single file, but here comes the 54 of Michael Anderson with Larson Rothling right behind him. But the 27 of Wilcox is starting to fall back. She was leading a lap ago, and now she's down to 8th. That's what super speedway racing can do to you, as the field is starting to get a little bit antsy as they're coming to 3 laps to go. Tons of moves will be made in these last 3 laps, as Donnie Owens is on the bumper of the 55 of Jonas. He is the only Cup regular in the field trying to steal a win from the eligible drivers, and here he comes down to the inside, side by side for the lead as they head into turn 2. Owens has no help, and he gets a run all by himself, as now he's trying to side draft the 55 of Jonas, as now Larson Rothling in the 02 car is getting a bit of a run down to the inside. The 55 is trying to block the 9, but he can't quite do that. Look at the run by the 02 of Larson Rothling. He's going to take it 3 wide for the lead, and now Owens comes down, and now they're wrecking. Sayid DeWong gets caught up in it. So does the 1 of TJ Allen. The caution is going to come out once again. As there you see the 70 of Fortenberry and the 16 of Matthew Ingram, who's had one of the strongest cars all race long, getting caught up in this crash. Let's see how this wreck happened. So it looked like the 9 of Owens was trying to defend his position as he came down on Rothling, and that just didn't work out at all, as it caused this big crash. Not really a big crash, as only a handful of cars were involved, as here it is in slow motion. As you see, Owens was basically pushing Rothling below the yellow line. Not intentionally, I don't think. I just think Owens was trying too hard to side draft. Either that, or he was just trying to block the 02, and he didn't realize he was there, as it sent the 9 and the 02 spinning in front of the pack, collecting a handful of other drivers, including Akar Sayid DeWong and TJ Allen. And it looks like Michelle Wilcox got a piece of it as well, as it looked like she made a bit of contact with Larson Rothling, her teammate. But what a tough break for Wilcox. She was running up front late in the race, only to get a piece of this crash. And another tough break for Akar Sayid DeWong, as he gets taken out of the race after leading a few laps. As there you see, he gets into Fortenberry. That sends him around. Fortenberry, your stage 1 winner, gets caught up in it, as so does Matthew Ingram, who led a lot of laps tonight. As there you see, Ingram gets into the 67. And it looks like the 18 of Jesus Llamas got into Owens at the end as well. And there you see Eli Bright and Kalen Hartwell trying to avoid the wreck, as Daytona dreams have been dashed for quite a few drivers. Let's go on board with Akar Sayid DeWong. Got one on your outside, 3 wide in front of you, 3 wide, look out, they're wrecking. Man. You okay, Akara? You heard the disappointment in Akara Suida-Wong's spotter's voice. Now let's go on board with Dominic Carter. One inside, go high. Try to get around to 54, Oh, be careful, Dominic, be careful. They're wrecking behind you. You made it through, good job. We should be in third. A good job indeed by Dominic Carter to avoid this crash. As there you see ASD ramming into the back of Rothling right beside Carter, as he got pretty lucky right there, and now he has a shot at winning the season opener for the NASCAR Gillette Series Season 3 at Daytona. As due to the late caution, this race will end in overtime. 2 extra laps are being added to the 42 laps of the race. If the leader gets to the white flag before a caution comes out, then the race will end under caution. But if the leader gets to the white flag after a caution comes out, then we will restart. So now the field is pulling into the pits. Tom Jonas is your leader, followed by Dominic Carter in second. Who's going to get to call themselves the Daytona winner? Green flag back in the air. It's overtime. Sponsored by you-know-who. Michael Anderson in the 54 trying to give Tom Jonas a shove to the lead. Meanwhile, on that outside lane, we got some Chevys as Dominic Carter has Scott Pippen Jr. in the 62 right behind him. And behind Pippen is Carter's teammate, the 7 of Sayer Diaz. Will the bow ties work together and get one of their drivers in victory lane? As the 55 and the 5 are still side by side for the lead, looks like Tom Jonas is going to clear the field for the lead as they head down the back straightaway for the second to last time tonight. Hopefully the second to last time, as now Carter's getting a run on that high side. He's getting a push from Scott Pippen Jr. He's going to take the lead away from Jonas as they're 3 wide behind the top 6. Can Dominic Carter hang on and make it back-to-back wins at Daytona for Junior Motorsports in the Gillette Series? Tom Jonas gets a strong run on the inside. He hasn't won since Pocono in Season 1. Can he put an end to his winless drought as the field is approaching the white flag? 1 lap to go at Daytona as Carter takes the lead away from Jonas. The Chevys may be trying to work together, but at this point it is every man for himself. Who wants to win the most? As Carter is trying his hardest to bring Junior Motorsports another Daytona trophy. Will he be able to hang on, or will someone pass him on the final lap? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Carter's still out front. How many moves will be made? Will anyone get a big enough run to get around the 5 car? As here they come into turn 3, Scott Pippen Jr. goes down to the inside trying to take the lead away from Carter. This could be for the win as Pippen goes down to the inside, getting a huge run, and he clears the 5 car. As they come out of turn 4 for the final time, Scott Pippen Jr. out front. And here they come to the checker flag. They're wrecking behind him, and Scott Pippen Jr. wins the season opener at Daytona. How about that? An established short track racer gets to taste victory on the high banks. As Savior Motorsports gets their first Daytona win since Season 1 with Aiden Caldwell. As you see Julian Lozano, he was involved in that crash coming to the line. Let's have a look at how that happened. So it looks like they were 4 wide in the middle of the pack, and then Julian Lozano came down on his own teammate, the 18 of Jesus Llamas, and then Lozano slammed into the outside wall along with Eli Bright, and then you see Kalen Hartwell getting involved as well. As here it is again, you see Paul Brandison Jr. in the 23 spinning around, and he gets caught up. What a big hit by Julian Lozano and Eli Bright. And there you see the 15 of Hartwell getting hit by, I believe, Logan Dreiling. As here it is in slow motion. Yeah. Lozano and Llamas definitely made some contact. As teammates tangle coming to the line, there you see, watch this hit by Lozano as he gets into Eli Bright. Connor Johns barely avoids him, and then bang! What a hit. Great job by Connor Johns to avoid Lozano and get a nice top 10 finish for his small team. And fortunately, all the drivers involved in this crash are okay. But unfortunately, instead of victory lane, they will have to go to the infield care center after today's race. As you see, all the wrecked cars were able to cross the line, as there's the contact between Hartwell and Dreiling. That sent the 15 spinning around like a top, as all these drivers' days come to an end at the last minute. As you see, the track has been cleared, and Scott Pippen Jr. is doing his burnout in front of the Daytona crowd, and he has won the first race of Season 3. the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 at Daytona. As you see, he is still burning it down. He's having a good time, and now it looks like he's going to park the 62 or maybe do some more burnouts, as he is so happy right now that he is a Daytona winner. And now he's going to park it in the tri-oval. And we're going to have a look at our results for tonight's race. So Scott Pippen Jr. gets the win with Dominic Carter second, a couple of rookies finishing 1-2. Then it's Tom Jonas third, Sayer Diaz fourth, Michael Anderson completing the top five. Then it's Kai Van Aventer, Robert Smith, Eric Monaco with a good finish, Connor Johns with a really good finish in ninth, and then Jesus Llamas completes the top 10. Then it's Ashlyn Eckes, Michelle Wilcox, a couple of female drivers. Then it's the 8 of Jeff Bright. Then Paul Brandonson Jr., then it's Donnie Owens, Matthew Ingram finishing where his car number is, then Julian Lozano, Kalen Hartwell, Lee Williams, and then Alex Fortenberry completing the top 20. Then it's Eli Bright, Rhett Standingwater, Logan Dreiling, Braden Hunsaker, Leighton Mata, Andy Fonseca, Crystal Elmore, Junior Lee, Larson Rothling, and then TJ Allen completing the top 30. Then it's Akara Sayu DeWong, Ricky Cooper, Brandon Shaw, Josh Don, Lowell Kentwell, Connor Zola, Anthony Sarangioni, Lucas Short, Tyler Lyman, and then Dylan Kroon, who finishes last. Now let's check out our playoff standings. Since he won this race, Scott Pippen Jr. becomes the first driver to lock himself into the playoffs. As you see, Robert Smith in a pretty good second in the playoff standings. He is your points leader, by the way. And Connor Johns is ninth in the standings. And as you see, Paul Brandonson Jr. and Braden Hunsinger are on the cutoff. Paul Brandonson has the advantage by only 1 point. And there you see some big names like Eli Bright below the cutoff, as well as Julian Lozano. And then Lee Williams is 5 points back. And these playoff standings are subject to change throughout the season, as these are just the standings after the first race. And now let's look at our regular season points standings. Robert Smith is your points leader, as I mentioned earlier. Dominic Carter is second in points. Our race winner, Scott Pippen Jr., is third in the standings. And you may notice that the regular point standings are different from the playoff standings, is because drivers like Michael Anderson and Ashlyn Eckes are up there, and they're not running full-time in this series. But they still got a lot of points from tonight. So that's why there's plenty of part-timers in the top 15 in points, even though they are not eligible for the playoffs. As you see, Jeff Brighton 10th, Eric Monaco 11th, Kalen Hartwell 20th. All those drivers I just mentioned are running for points, but will not be eligible for the playoffs because they're not running full-time. As you see here, Lee Williams is 21st, Rhett Standingwater 22nd. Had to abbreviate his last name along with Akara Sayu DeWong's last name because they're so long. As you see, ASD is 25th in the standings, TJ Allen 27th. A couple of drivers driving for top teams are deep in the standings. As you see, Larson Rothling's 30th, Ricky Cooper 31st, Connor Zola 32nd. As we got some more higher tier drivers deep in the standings, Lucas Short 37th, Tyler Lyman 38th, and then Gavin Day has 0 points because he failed to qualify. A lot of these drivers like Short, Sarangioni, and Lyman and Zola are deep in the standings because they were all involved in wrecks and did not get good finishes today. But hopefully all of them can recover and be in playoff contention by the time the regular season is over. And by the way, I'm only going to be showing the top 40 in the standings because there will be plenty of part-time drivers that run for points throughout this season, and there will just be too many drivers to count. And now here's an update on Lucas Short. He was involved in the big one in stage 2, taking a hard shot into the outside wall. He was taken to a local hospital for further evaluations, but fortunately, he is okay. He did not sustain any injuries in that wreck, and he has been cleared to race in race 2 of the season, which will be at Auto Club. Stay tuned for that, y'all, as it will be the only time the NASCAR Gillette Series competes on the 2-mile oval in Southern California, as that track will be demolished to make way for a new short track. And also stay tuned for the NASCAR Celsius Cup Series season opener, the biggest race of the season, the Daytona 500. Who will take home the Harley J. Earl Trophy? Make sure y'all stay tuned and find out soon. I also want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this race. This is Jonathan signing out. Goodbye and have a blessed day.